Hello everyone, it's Anna here. I have a set of cards to share with you today, and I am using products from scrapbook.com exclusive range, and I'm focusing on a die that is called Heartfelt Wishes, and is a die set that is this heart with a banner through, and then you also get another die that you can actually cut the inside of the banner with another color if you want. And I'm using the mint tape to hold my die down, and I was able to use this one tape for all of the cuts. Now I cut 4 pieces of the heart using just white cardstock, Neenah Solar White, and then I cut it once using the mirror card from Tonic Studio. And since my cards are going to be very clean and simple kind of a design, I wanted to add a bit of a texture to the background, but not so that it would take away from the heart itself. So I am using Woodgrain paper from Holtz, and it's cut to a standard A2 size, and I'm just cutting a 1/4 of an inch from 2 sides so that I have a little bit of border on the card base itself. And I am using foam tape for the background because, as I mentioned, it's simple, but I do like to add dimensions to my cards, especially when they are quite clean. And this is the 1-inch tape roller. You can of course use any size you have on hand. This 1-inch is the tape that I gravitate to because I guess it's just the perfect size for those backgrounds. And all I have to do now is put the Woodgrain paper on the card base. So this is basically just white on white, but that subtle texture in the background adds quite a lot to the card in the end. And I really like these subtly clean kind of backgrounds, I guess. And now that the card base front is ready, I'm going to be using the new glue from scrapbook.com called Smart Glue. And yes, you may have noticed that I was having trouble getting the glue out of the bottle. This is the first time using it. And now you will see how silly I am. There is a little stopper. That red thingy, is to make sure that your glue doesn't ooze all over in shipping. Now it took me a second and then some to figure that out. So instead of editing that out, I thought, well, why not show how silly I am? Now I'm just adding that to the white cardstock that I already die cut, and then adding another one on top before adding the tonic paper on top. And by doing that, I can create dimension, not too much, but just a subtle one, so that the the heart has a bit more depth or oomph to it, really. Keep in mind that this is a tacky glue, so it will stick to your fingers, and I had a baby wipe next to me on my desk so that I could actually make sure that my fingers were clean after each and every application. Now I'm using the sticker book from scrapbook.com. This is the charcoal one with the rose gold foil to match the tonic paper, and I am just adding that to the center, or centered-ish, of the heart itself. And there are so many great sentiments and words in this sticker book. And it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to put on the second heart. But I finally made a decision. And like I said, there are so many stickers that can fit for any occasion. I just love these, and these are absolutely fantastic if you're into pocket scrapbooking. And of course cards, as I'm using here. Now all I have to do is put the heart on the card front, and using that same glue again. And if you happen to get a bit too much glue on your cardstock, I recommend just using your finger, dabbing it around so you won't have any puddles oozing out. Because the glue comes quite easily out of the bottle, so I needed to make sure that I wasn't putting too much pressure, because then I would get too much glue. Just a tiny bit of pressure, not too much, and you will have all the glue that you need. And that is just to be put on the front, placing it so that I am happy with it. And like I say, I mean, it's centered, and it's centered-ish. I am not being too precise. And I really like using a clear block just to push these down, and that way I won't have any fingerprints on there or sticky fingers. And now I am finding or figuring out which of the jewels I want on here. And this storage is by Scrapbook.com, and I really like it because it makes it so easy to find what I need. Now I want to show you two different methods of adding glue to tiny bits. Now this one, I put some glue on my craft mat, and then I take the jewel and wipe it across that little puddle of glue and add that to the card. Now this is one way, and then you can also just add tiny droplets of glue on the cardstock itself, and then pick up the jewels that you want and place them on top. I actually prefer this method of adding glue directly to the paper than the gems on top, but sometimes I do the other one. There's no rhyme or reason, just sometimes I feel like one method is better than the other. But at the end, they both work exactly the same. And it's really nice to have tweezers on hand to pick up those jewels. And now I'm just putting my rhinestones back in their little jars. And that basically is this card, well, those cards both ready. Like I say, very clean and simple, great for any occasion. And I will have links to everything down below. And if you make a card inspired by mine, I would love to see. So until next time, bye.